Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Sunil Bhakre from EMRS School, Nasik. Hearty welcome to everyone for this very important session on alternative academic calendar issued by NCERT for the class 1st to 10th standard or even 11th and 12th standard. Similarly, competency based education, that is CBE, and a role of principal in its implementation. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, CBSE as well as NCERT has changed the strategies of teaching learning as well as evaluation, as we all know. So they have issued this kind of circular where they have published a calendar called as Alternative Academic Calendar and Competency Based Education and Evaluation, as well as the role of principal in its implementation. So we are going to discuss one by one the issues which are inclusive in this particular policy and which is very important, keeping in view the schools, especially due to COVID, as the schools are closed down and it is not clear that when the schools will reopen and how the academic year will go on. Therefore, in these regards, CBSE has said that replacing the prescribed textbook, instead of making all efforts of replacing, they have said that a combine of and engaging the students for joyful or blended learning by means of activities or by means of projects or by means of research work. The learners have to be taught, and similarly assessment also has to be carried out for all the classes, that is class 1st to 10th as well as even 11th and 12th also. The calendar has been published. Now in this regards, we are going to discuss one by one various issues which will come and what are the ideas behind it. Now first we are going to discuss about the vision. Now we are asked to prepare a vision for every school. So vision has many definitions. Out of it, the very simple definition is it is a kind of picture of future for which people or the school will be working, or they will be working together, they will be doing some kind of task together, or it is a statement of hope for a better future of the students, a promise that can be or will change the positive action. So there are various statements. Now how to prepare this vision? We know that a vision can be prepared in a school by means of all the stakeholders. Now who are the stakeholders? The teachers, non-teaching staff, students, parents, community, and all those elements which are related to the school are called as the stakeholders. So they have to prepare that plan for the new years, that is maybe for 5 years or 10 years ahead, and some achievable goals which are set to be achieved in it. Now the head of the school has to monitor this particular vision, and efforts are made by all the elements including the students, staff, and everyone, and learning practices can be made very effective, joyful, and with activities. So especially for whom this vision is prepared or why this vision is required. This is required for those who are benefiting from the vision, then those who are implementing, means the teachers and all the staff members, and the decision makers, or the facilitation which is done by means of the process of system. So this is the vision, and next comes is the mission. Also mission is, as like of vision, has many more definitions. The very simple one is a mission is a vision turned into action. Once we set the vision, when the vision is turned into action, that is called as mission. So here we'll understand that the mission statement have three elements mainly: cause, action, and impact. So mission statement also can be set keeping in view all the aspects of the school, that is the goals set, the objectives or the achievements, or future we can say forecast of the progress. Now a simple mission statement is given as an example here: develop safe and secure learning environment for children through developing student-friendly infrastructure, maintenance of safety and hygiene norms. Now hygiene norms, keeping in view the COVID, we have to see this very carefully about the vision and as well as mission. Now change in the way we do school education. Now we need to have a kind of change, or there is a drastic type of kind of resolution we have to make, or kind of revolution that has come in education. Engaging the students by means of blending the activity based learning, means including various activities and make the students or the learners self-reliant and learn these things with the help of the technology. Now in the alternate calendar, the NCERT and CBSE has given the alternate calendar in which it is mentioned 4-week strategy. Now this 4-week strategy is very well planned and very well it is set so that the teaching learning process can take place. So the teachers are given the task in which they have to use their skills, the ability, knowledge, technology, and this blended kind of thing has to be imparted for the students. The focus should be on learning rather than testing. Very important statement. Now we don't have to test the students more, but see that the students are learning something, and the learning is lifelong learning, where the routine or daily examples are related to their life or to the practical life, we can say. Long-term development of capabilities and competencies in the learner rather than entirely exam. Means only testing, only exams and only scores is not the vision or is not the only aim, but the learner should have a long-term development capabilities. They should become capable is the main view. So these last two statements are very important. The focus should be on learning and not testing or the scores. Very important thing. So here onwards, not only getting the marks is important for the students, but learning the skills, especially the 21st century skills to learn is very important for the students rather than scoring good marks, means by means of rote learning or by means of mugging up the content. Now the word competency, what is competency? Here we see a set of skills, abilities, knowledge that helps an individual to perform a given task in real life. Now whatever we teach, that thing should be having or achieving some kind of skills. Some kind of skills should be learned, developed, or if they are there, should be glorified by means of abilities and knowledge. And every learner should go into imbibing the skills that will help the individual to perform the task or take action to lead a productive and joyful life. Means the ultimate aim of this learning is leading a joyful life as well as learning the skills. So two main goals we can see here. One is the skills and second is the learning how to be joyful in life. Instead of taking any kind of stress or any kind of burden, they should be able to learn or they should be able to earn knowledge and skills and create abilities. All these things are included in these competencies. Now ability to do something successfully or efficiently is also called as competency. Competency has many more definitions, but you will find 3-4 words are very important here. First word is knowledge, second is skills, third one is behavior, and last one we have seen is joyful life. Means by means of the skills, by means of the knowledge, they should be able to lead a joyful life. That is called as competency. Means they should become competent enough to face the life in any situation. That is the ultimate goal in competency. Now why there is a need of this competency based education system, or why there is a change done by CBSE or NCERT? Students receive timely differentiated support based on their individual learning needs. Means each student has different learning needs, and as a teacher, or moreover you can call it as a facilitator, the facilitator has to provide the support in such a way that it should satisfy the need of every individual learner. Students progressed on evidence of mastery, not seat time. Students learn actively using different pathways and varied pacing. Means each student has different pace to learn, different ability to learn, and different grasping power. So we have to facilitate the teaching, blend the teaching in such a way that it will be competency based or they will become competent enough. Now learning outcomes is one of the main thing. As we know that in the year 2019 itself, CBSE has or NCERT and CBSE has published the learning outcomes for 1st to 8th class, and in that it was very clearly mentioned exactly after teaching, after the lesson, what all the students should be able to do, or what all the students should learn, what all the students should be able to do. That is called as the learning outcomes. So here in simple words, learning outcomes is recognize whether the learner knows, will get to know, and can do at the end of class. So learning outcomes are very important after teaching or after instructions. So here we will find that learning outcomes usually have following feature. What is the first feature? Unambiguous language. This is the first one. Second is behavioral activity. There should be some behavioral change, positive behavioral change in the student. Third is measurable outcome with desired performance criteria. Now outcome should be measurable, not very vast, not very high, not very demanding type of, but very simple, measurable, and you can say achievable type of learning outcomes are desired with the performance criteria. Means certain tasks the child should able to, the student should able to perform very clearly, correctly, and in a very positive way without any kind of stress. Next is linked to teaching and learning method. Means the ultimate goal of learning outcome should be teaching learning methodology. Means through a special or blended type of teaching methodology, the learning outcome should be achieved. Next is assessment and evaluation. Now assessment of evaluation doesn't mean only conducting the examination of 100 marks and out of that the child should get 80 marks, 90 marks or 95 marks and means the teaching is successful. Here assessment and evaluation has various aspects, and that we'll see in the next part. CBSE and NCERT has very clearly mentioned what kind of assessment tools we have to use to assess the students. Now competency based education and learning outcome. What is the connection, or exactly what you will do, then you will get the, or the child will get the learning outcomes can be achieved by the child. First, what is that the student should be able to do after student has undergone learning process. Suppose if you teach something, after teaching, exactly what the child should able to do, what the child should able to gain, what the child should able to learn is the ultimate type of goal, or we can say objective. Here we will find demonstrate the outcome of learning. Here outcomes are demonstrated means shown, displayed by the child after the learning process. Next, what is that the student need to learn, know in order to demonstrate that particular set of outcomes. Means after doing or learning what the child will able to show or set the learning outcomes, that is curriculum. That is curriculum, or we in some languages or some simple way we can call it as syllabus, what we teach, the textual matter what we teach. That whole thing, after teaching that, the learning outcomes are expected from the child. Now how to teach? Not in the casual way, not in the routine way, or not in the traditional way, but we need to use different type of pedagogical activities has to be conducted, pedagogical methodologies has to be implemented. Then only we see that the classroom transaction, the activities that are conducted on the basis of which the outcomes are defined for learning. Means once we decide the pedagogy, we can expect the positive learning outcomes. Means not by routine way, but not by traditional way of teaching. Now, how will the teacher check whether the learning, or how will the student demonstrate that the learning has taken place? By means of assessment. Now here assessment doesn't mean conducting only examinations or write written paper, or we can say paper pencil test, but there are various other ways and means by which the learning outcomes can be checked or tested. That is very important. In the next part we will see what are the various steps of assessment that we'll have to carry out. Now how will the teacher know at what level the learner or the student has achieved it? That is the criteria reference testing. Testing is done for checking the outcomes, whether the learner has really achieved the goal of learning outcomes, or there are some gaps or there are some deficiencies in learning process, so that again blending can be done in the learning procedure or teaching procedure, and skills can be achieved, or the child can show the learning outcomes in a positive way. What is the sum total of learning outcome, curriculum, pedagogy? Above whatever four things we have seen, what is the total, sum total of all these things? Competency based education. Means in short we can say competency based education is nothing but demonstration of learning outcomes, curriculum, pedagogy and assessment. If you combine all these four things, you will form the competency based education. Now here are some reforms that we need to know. First is coming out of the routine teaching method, rote teaching method, and the curriculum should be implemented through a pedagogical plan, pedagogical activities, blended teaching learning, and assessment has to be carried out, not by the routine way, but by a very special way, by a very planned way we have to carry out the assessment. What are the objectives? First is to follow more practical and professional approach where predefined real life based application oriented competencies are defined. Now while setting the competencies before teaching, we have to set that what kind of learning outcomes has to come here. The very important thing is the child should be able to relate all these things with the real life situation. And second important, not only relate it but also apply it, the competencies, while living the successful, joyful life. That is very important thing. Competencies through precise measurable learning outcomes in behavior. The outcomes should not be very vast or very unachievable or very demanding type, but they should be measurable, simple ones, achievable for every child, and could be different for different child depending on their personalities. Beyond only accumulation of knowledge from textbook and test to enable the students to practice acquired competencies in daily life. Means only acquiring the competencies is not sufficient, but acquired competencies should be implemented or applied in their day-to-day life, and there is a success that actually whatever is taught, whatever is learned by the learner, it is applied in their real life situation. So in short, we can say that all these things whichever are learned should be useful in their day-to-day life for leading a successful life. Now next is content. It is specifically defines competencies to attain after a certain time interval in which the specific part of curriculum has been covered. Means the learning outcomes can be expected at a certain intervals, after every class, after every chapter, after every unit, after every term, or even after the year. So it has stages, not that only at all of a sudden all these things are achieved, but it is like at a different stages that after every class can be expected the least, and maximum can be after the year end. It is contrary to traditional learning approach, which keeps increasing the contented by following the inconsistent principle, greater to content, greater to achievement of the student. Means by means of the traditional learning approach, we cannot achieve, or child cannot earn all the skills and all the abilities or the competencies. So for this we need to make a different methodology. We have to cater our own methodology, and through it can be achieved, and greater achievements can be achieved by the students by this particular method. Now next word is pedagogy. What is pedagogy? Pedagogy is a very simple thing, that is art or science of teaching. Very simple thing is art and science of teaching is called as pedagogy. To teach certain things or a particular content, we need to have the skills, that is the art of teaching, and which is by means of a scientific way. So pedagogical process are used in the child-centric form or for individual achievement. So very important is the 21st century learning skill, that is critical thinking, communication, collaborative and creative thinking. So everywhere we have to keep in mind while preparing the pedagogy that these three things should be inclusive in it. That is the critical thinking, creative thinking, communication and collaboration has to be there. Now to create a pedagogical plan or to form the pedagogical teaching methodology, what all should be there? Interdisciplinary instruction. Interdisciplinary means many more things can be collaborated together. For example, here it is given that we can have art, storytelling, sports, work experience, that is seva. Then collaborative learning, cooperative learning, reciprocative learning, discussion method, group project, peer project, individual project, blended learning, ICT or computerization, and problem-based learning, games, case studies, simulation, portfolios, presentation, project, etc., etc. That is depending on the teacher. Other than that, there can be many more which can be used. So while using all this, we have to find out which is the suitable one for that particular content, that particular part, or that particular teaching methodology. So accordingly, we have to blend it together, and then this pedagogical plan has to be implemented. By these two things will be the output. First is learning outcomes will be achieved. Second thing is the learning will be a joyful learning for the child, and child will find interest in learning. Very important. Now, pedagogies also take care of individual difference. We know every individual student has different personality, different way of learning, different way of thinking, different way of understanding, and different way of grasping. So accordingly, the pedagogical plan should be implemented in such a way that it is helpful for each and every child with individual difference to learn or to meet the challenges, and the teaching should be a child-centered teaching. So in short, we can sum up the pedagogy as the art and science of teaching by inclusive of all these activities which are mentioned. Not only this, but more than that, some activities can be included by the teacher according to their choice, situation, resources, and type of ideology. Now, very important is assessment. Now, assessment means it involves the objective as well as performance assessment. Objectives means whatever objectives were set, and performance assessment means after learning or after teaching learning, what all the child has learned, gained, or achieved. That is, testing it is nothing but the assessment. Now, objective of assessment have predetermined or correct responses, like MCQs are there, oral responses, short answer, long answer, many more other tools can be used. There is next in the second part, there is a list of the assessment tools which are used is given. In performance of assessment, focus remains on what learners can do with their knowledge, involving assessment of critical thinking, synthesis, and affective and psychomotor skills. Mean, here we'll find that the knowledge which the child has acquired should be useful in creative and critical thinking. The child should be able to think something new, something creative out of it, and also able to think in a critical way. As well as synthesis means forming something new, forming something different out of it. And affective and psychomotor skills are also two more things which are very important, that the body parts or the his brain, his hands, his organs should be able to involve in the activities which are performed while assessment is done. Now, assessment to demonstrate required level of competency in order to progress to the higher grade means assessment is done not only to test the child how much marks the child is getting, but whether the child is really prepared for the higher grade. Means if you are teaching in class 6th and the assessment is done, and the teacher will understand whether the child is really ready to take up the challenges of the subject, of the topic in the higher grades, means standard 7, standard 8. That is, we call it as a foundation, whether it is clear and the child is ready to take up the task for the next learning level. That is, assessment is for checking whether the learner is ready to move up to the higher grades for the assessment, and evaluation is carried out. Now, suggestive pedagogical strategies. Knowledge of learning outcome paves way to the life assessment or self-assessment by the student. Means assessment is done in such a way, the self-assessments are done by the student itself, whether the student has achieved the goals which are set, the objectives set, whether the child has or the learner has really achieved it or not, that is tested to the learning outcomes. If some learning outcome, positive learning outcomes are seen, means the child or the learner has achieved it by means of self-assessment. Therefore, what the teacher has to do, use the techniques like collaborative learning, problem solving, or many more other tools can be used. Learning to real life practice, very important, learning to real life practice. Now, what is the real life practice is, while living the life, the child should be able to apply the fundamental basics what he has learned, the learning outcomes what he has learned in their own practical life. Now, students' critical and creative thinking, that is called as CCT activities are carried. Critical and creative thinking activities are carried out so that the child learns all this and able to apply in the real life. Relate local and global societal issues means start from their own village. The examples are for teaching or for learning or for assessment or maybe for pedagogical activities should be such, should start from their house or from their locality, from their village, and the example should be given from the local level to the global level, or the situation should be brought to the notice of the child from the local level, from the house to the highest level, and that highest level is the global level. Means in this journey, the child should be able to realize the situation from their house to the global or world situation. Now next is suggestive action plans for the principals to ensure the implementation of CBSE in the school. Now what is this? Here we will find that the integration has to be done of art education, health and physical education, life skill education, value education, and in all we call it as the blended learning or blended teaching learning methodology. Now planning of the lesson by integrating experiential learning, art integration, storytelling, sport education, that is called as a blended learning. So here also you'll find all these activities are included. Maybe the subject is science, maths or languages or SST, but all these things are inclusive in this. Then only the teaching learning process becomes joyful, effective, and some learning outcomes can be achieved by the learner. May display posters of compact learning outcomes for class 1 to 10. Means every class certain posters have to be displayed. Compact means many more activities, many more things which are composed in one poster should be displayed in the class, so that the child will be able to analyze, distinguish, learn from it, and it is exemplary for the child to understand the thing. Now implement Seva projects to ensure maximum student participation in real life. Now whatever things are done here are implemented, are carried out for real life connect. Means the child should be able to connect all these things to the real life situation. Now Seva is a very wide type of thing. Well, social empowerment through work, experience, activities, it is carried out so that it is in content, or it is including many more things in it. Now some examples of learning outcomes from the different subjects is given here. First is mathematics. Now it is given in three forms, that is action, verb, object and condition. Students will be able to correctly solve geometrical problems using Pythagorean theorem. Now in this, when the teacher teaches Pythagoras theorem, the child should be able to understand what is the adjacent side, what is opposite side, or what is the right angle, what is the Pythagorean theorem, what is the principle of Pythagoras theorem. And if 8 examples or 10 examples are given to the child, 8 examples should be solved by the students at least. Then we can say that achievable type of outcomes are set and achieved. So here we'll understand that the outcomes are tested from this, that child is able to apply the Pythagorean theorem and can solve at least 10 problems out of 8, means the learning outcome is achieved by the child. Next is students will able to interpret 5-word problems by expressing them in equation form based on their knowledge of linear equation of 2 variables. Now depends on every class. Now suppose if I say that 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. Instead of that, whether the child is able to set this particular equation in the form of a word problem, that if Amit is having 5 apples and Sumit is having 2 apples, how many apples do they have both? Means here a simple expression or an equation is set up in the form of word problem. Or if you say a word problem is given, how the child is able to form the equation. So in both the ways, vice versa, we can say that whether the child is able to form the word problem, or from the word problem whether the child is able to derive the equation, maybe with the 1 variable, 2 variables, whatever it is. Means we understand that the learning and teaching type of objective is achieved. Now next is science. Here we will find that students will be able to draw a diagram, life cycle of butterfly. Means the child is first shown various type of pictures, various stages of life cycle of butterfly, maybe larva, pupa, adult, whatever it is, caterpillar and all, and whether the child is able to draw it, or whether the child is able to identify which is this stage, whether it is egg or whether it is a caterpillar or whether it is adult or whatever stage it is. means it is understood that the child has achieved the teaching learning outcomes, and it is clearly displayed whether the child has really achieved or there are some deficiencies or gaps in learning. Next is students will be able to accurately describe the cause and the nature of fine green layer of copper utensil. Now you know that copper utensils are used in the house. While teaching the chemical reactions or chemical changes, that is physical change, chemical change, we should be able to ask some example whether it is of copper on the green layer on the copper, or second example we can say that a layer which is there on the aluminium, or the layer which is seen on the silver articles also. So the child should be able to understand the chemical change that take place, or ask the children how to remove this layer. Then child will tell that we wash it with the help of the lime or with the help of some tamarind. Then what is exactly tamarind or lime?